Yeah. Yeah. Back on my bull. Back on my cool. I'm turning it up, they feeling the heat, so they searching for pools. Tripping on me cause I'm doing my thing and they hoping that I'll be the fool. Taking the game and I'm screwing it up while these boys still searching and looking for tools. Playing it cool, faking it's who. Yeah, they look mad cause I'm breaking the rules. Breaking it loose while I'm breaking some news. Give me your pride and I'm breaking that too. They ain't ahead of us. They don't compare to us. They feeling the kick cause they hearing the change like I opened the register. Flexing on trash cause this thing is not optional. Leg day is coming, I'm jumping the obstacles. Laughing at haters, we thinking it's comical. Yelling outside like we yelling out dominoes. Always be claiming they monsters. Boy, go get you a sponsor. All of that chatting, all of that acting, gon' mess around, get you an Oscar. They calling me Terrence, I hustle and flow. They all on my line cause I'm still in the vote. Your girl all on me cause she feeling the stroke. Make them say whoa when I'm getting my woe. Talking like I do not got it. You talking like your boy is not it. When you talk, all I hear is yappa, yappa, yada, 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 yada. Most of your favorites ain't dealing with me. Pouring it up like the end of the week. You don't let us in, we still in the keys. We coming from nothing and ending the street. Aiming at throats and taking out knees. They feeling the pressure and know they can't breathe. Winning the races and taking the places and walking they stages like it's a degree. Feel it in your veins, it's a dope flow. Got the whole game in a chokehold. They taking too long, you can't see me now. Put them in boxes like photos. Packing the bags and hitting new land. I do what I want, they do what they can. All in their way, I'm messing up plans. I'm speaking the truth, I keep it a Grant. Waiting for Zell, never will fail. Waist looking slim, she eating her kale. I'm peeping the game and playing it well. She throwing it back like it's way too exhale. Come from the pain, not chasing no fame. I come up with morals, can't slander my name. Taking what's mine and grabbing the flame. Shooting my shot and yelling out game. Know what's real when I'm giving the feel. Can't look back when you turning the wheel. Go get a doctor, I'm giving the chills. Told them to get out, grab the key and they pill. I warn them that I am a factor. Clearing the way for this tractor. Got some new goals, never will fold. Came too far just to back up. Nah, this ain't what you used to. We ain't tripping on nobody, we just moved through. You couldn't keep up, cause my steps too long. It's time to wake them up, they have slept too long. Zell. Yeah, we pull up, and we hop out. Yeah, we pull up, and we hop out. Yeah, we pull up, and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out. Yeah, we pull up, and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out. Yeah, we pull up, and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out. Yeah, we pull up, and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out. Yeah, we pull up, and we hop out. Talking about some things you was not about. Tell them we don't play like the lockout. Got me feeling like Yeezy on the dropout. Can't deal with no phonies. Flow like baloney. Ain't no game round here, homeboy. This ain't Sony. They said they gon' show me. It's in me, not on me. Ha, you don't know me. Tell the game what's up now. They hating from the bus now. Been doing this T-Pain. Drop the up, down. Oh, I'm on the hunt now. Tell me what you want now. Yeah, I do my dance when you see me in the touchdown. Yeah, we pull up and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out. Yeah, we pull up and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out. Yeah, we pull up and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out. Yeah, we pull up and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out.
Yeah, when we pulling up, my nigga, let me know. And if the haters hate, we finna let him go. Pull up, pop out, two-step, hit the torpedo. When we do our thing, homie, don't let your shorty go. Everywhere we go, we do the stupid dance. I've been doing this since Soulja Boy taught y'all the Superman. Always showing love, we play the stupid jams. Hit you with them shots and got the kinda aim that Cupid has. We ain't never scared, we don't play about it. Keep the party going, give a damn what they say about it. Gotta keep it simple, this for everybody. Ladies and the homies, it's a function, we don't care about it. Lapping in the whip, got the speakers going crazy. Block party lit, family geeking, getting waved. Grannies to the uncles, to the nieces, to the babes. We gon' get it cracking like a weekend.
Yeah, we pull up and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out. Yeah, we pull up and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out. Yeah, we pull up and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out. Yeah, we pull up and we hop out. Do our dance, then we bring the whole block out. I remember when you was crying over tests. You know I held you tight while your head was on my chest. I wanna go back to the times we didn't stress. Everything was black and white, something like a ref. I swear our love is slept on. You can have my left arm. Your friends was talking mess, but you was never crept on. Your mind was saying that, your friends was saying this. I ain't never raised my voice, never once called you a
What's up, Kings fans? Smash up that like button. We're about to get started here shortly.
You questioning the time? Well, baby, I'm your answer. Let me be right by your side. I wanna see you shine. When you tired, let me drive. I ain't in a rush, girl. You know I got the patience. Remember when we used to picture better situations? I know your past struggles, them other guys wasn't wise. But look into my eyes, I promise it's you and I. Baby, please tell me the truth. Please, no more lies about you. Yeah, you know this feeling isn't cool. How can I be your rock? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? When I look into your eyes, I am not seeing a clue. I know you going through it too. How can I stop loving you? We was at my boy's wedding, celebrating love. Now we sitting here like, what the hell is us? I wanna freeze time for the hours that we rush. I thought we had sparks, but that wasn't what it was. College situations, you know that we have planned it. Out-of-state flights and resorts from when we landed. There's nobody else that I care for in this planet. Kisses on the counter, things I never took for granted. I swear that I can't let you go. You got me all emotional. You used to tell me everything. Now you not approachable. All the laughs that we shared, I thought this never be. Now all we got is missed calls and red receipts. I know I seen this coming. I really tried to stop this. There's so many things I know that we could accomplish. This house ain't the same when I cannot see your face. My heart is in the open. I don't know what else to say. Baby, please tell me the truth. Please, no more lies about you. Yeah, you know this feeling isn't cool. How can I be your rock? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? When I look into your eyes, I am not seeing a clue. I know you going through it too. How can I stop loving you? 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 How can I stop loving you?
Like the threat. I'm a threat. Yeah, it's a bed. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm a threat. It's a bed. Yeah. Let's go.
Welcome to Royal Rebounds TV with Calvin and Barry. Just two crazy fans of the Sacramento Kings and they sharing their opinion. So be sure that you subscribe. It's for the fans, by the fans. Whether you chilling on the couch or wilding in the stands. For laid back conversations about the Kings, subscribe here. Staying down until we come up thinking this gon' be our year. We're here drinking beer, talking about the Kings. Be sure you subscribe so you can hear that bell ring. Yeah.
What's up, Kings fans? Welcome back to Royal Rebounds, the Sacramento Kings YouTube channel for fans, by fans. Kings lose to the Milwaukee Bucks tonight, 133-124. Calvin, we got a bunch of Royal family here in the chat. I see Jay is here, Gotham is here, Alpha Man, Brian. Welcome in, everybody. All my legit Kings fans are here. Unfortunately, the Kings do lose tonight, Calvin. And hey, I didn't even get to watch this game. I just got off of work, but I am here. I'm in the studio. Let's talk about it. Calvin, what is up? How are you? Happy motherfucking Monday.
Happy motherfucking Monday. It is Monday, is it not?
Or is it Monday?
Today is not. Yeah, it is Monday, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I don't know what day it is.
We're all confused.
Who cares? It's Merch Monday.
It is Merch Monday, which reminds you all, hey guys, it's Merch Monday. 15% off of all your gear at RoyalRebounds.com. All you got to do is go to RoyalRebounds.com, put in whatever gear you want, and type in the coupon code Merch Monday for 15% off. Jose is here as well. Welcome in, everybody. Over, under, fight. Calvin, everybody wants to talk about the fight. I saw the very end of the game. I got to see a little bit of the fight. But I got to ask you, what the fuck happened tonight?
This was a great game. I mean, I don't know if it's what happened. There's definitely some key miscues down the stretch, a turnover, a miscommunication on a slip screen, leaving Chris Middleton wide open for three. That was a 5-point swing there when the Kings were still within one possession. If they clean up those two plays, I mean, this game goes right down to the last possession. It was that good of a game from beginning to end. It was absolutely a thrill to watch. This week, I cannot stress how impressed I've been with the Kings. We talked about it going into the beginning of last week, saying that this could be maybe the toughest 3-game stretch that they've had all year. That at that point, we still thought that Kevin Durant was going to play in that game on Saturday. He ended up not playing. All things aside, I mean, to go on those 3 games back to back to back, national TV against New York, then against Phoenix on the road, and now coming back home to a team that I think is going to win the NBA title this year. Milwaukee is that good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just a phenomenal team, so deep. And the Kings not only hung with all of those teams, they beat 2 out of the 3 of them, one on the road, and they were up by 15 in the first half of this game. This is not the same Kings team, obviously, as it was from years past. This isn't even the same Kings team from the beginning of this season. They are a completely different team, and they're here to make noise.
Yeah, I see a lot of people here in the chat, like McCollum, Sass, David, Joe, all saying, this is the best team in the league, and the Kings took them down to the wire. No shame here. I mean, Giannis, dude, almost 50 points tonight for Giannis. 46 points for him. Between Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Brook Lopez, 100 points for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
Wow, the big three really put it up for the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. Kings lose, which is quite unfortunate, but hey, we're here. We're drinking beers. We're talking about the Sacramento Kings. If you're a Kings fan, make sure you smash up that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are live after every single Kings game. But I do have to let you guys know there are quite a few road games this week. Calvin and I will be working late. So our post-game streams for the next few games will be an hour or 2 hours after the actual game ends. But we will be here. Everything is scheduled, so make sure you guys just check back with the channel and figure out when we are scheduled. We will try to start as soon as possible. Calvin, I mean, did you give me your first thoughts, or you want more first thoughts?
Well, I kind of summarized my, overall thinking behind watching this game. I mean, it was just a really, really great game to watch. This, again, was a playoff-style atmosphere-type game. I can only imagine what it was like to be at this game live. These are games down the stretch of the season that are going to prepare the Kings for the playoffs. I mean, I think you look at this, you can look at it through 2 different lenses if you're either a fan or a member of this team. A completely different game from the first matchup, which was back in, December or whatever, between these 2 teams. The Kings lost in Milwaukee by 13 points. That game, the Kings may have had some type of chance to win, but it never really felt like they had a good control of that game. They had a stranglehold on this game from basically the first half. I think that they put together a pretty good game plan and a good blueprint for how to attack this team, and it was definitely working in the first half. You had to know that Milwaukee, being the team that they are, was going to come out and impose their will right away in the second half. But give the Kings credit. They battled. Domantas Sabonis, I want to make sure that I mention his name right now at the top of the show so that it doesn't
Another
go
triple-double.
an hour before we talk about him. This was maybe his most impressive performance of the season overall.
Yep.
He was absolutely incredible tonight from start to finish. And that's the type of gritty mentality, attitude, physicality that you need in the postseason. It's going to have a trickle-down effect on the rest of the team. I think that the Kings go into the locker room after this loss tonight, obviously disappointed, but definitely feeling like, you know, we've been talking over the last couple of weeks about how maybe the rest of the NBA world or the national media is starting to now realize that the Kings are here. This win or this game, whether it's a win or loss, I think gives the Kings a lot of confidence moving forward.
Definitely.
Playing this way against this team.
Definitely. In other news, Tanvir keeps changing his name on Twitter. So good to keep up with that. Let's check in here with the chat. Phoenix says, who's the team you want to face in the first round, Calvin?
Doesn't matter. You're going to have to play tough teams no matter what.
Good answer, Calvin.
And if you're the Kings that are, well, they're not in the second seed anymore. Now that Memphis won today, they slide back to the third spot. But if you're going to have a home court playoff series in the first round, I think that's all you really can ask for. Who you're going to match up with. You know, certainly some teams pose different threats and maybe more threats to the Kings than others, but it's the playoffs, man. You take what you get, and you're in the dance. That's all you want.
Yeah, that's all we're looking for. Brian says, Kings will be as good as the Bucks in a couple years. Meanwhile, enjoy the ride. You agree with that?
Well, yeah. I mean, definitely. If you're a fan, for sure. I don't – you can definitely be – I didn't sit down for the entire second half of watching this game. It was that intense. It was that good.
You're on the edge of your seat.
I was off my seat. I wasn't even on the edge.
Wow.
So, yeah, I think that's the right kind of like attitude to have. I don't think you should be too upset about this loss because they were right in it until the end. Like I said, basically 2 plays down there is a stretch. Down the stretch there is what really broke this game, apart and gave Milwaukee the cushion they needed. But the Kings were in control and leading this game for most of the way. So, yeah, you got to enjoy what you're seeing right now out of Sacramento.
Jay, a member of the royal family, says we needed some muscle in the paint like a Barry type of guy. You agree with that?
Well, Domantas Sabonis is about all the muscle you need. I mean, the dude was incredible tonight. We'll go over the box score here in a second, but
we could have had an extra Barry in there.
Of course, you'd always love to have an extra Barry in there, but I don't want to undersell what Sabonis did for them tonight. He was more muscle than half the Milwaukee Bucks team.
Brian says, this battle of a game should have been on national TV, Calvin.
It would have been a great game to have on national TV. I mean, that's just the way it goes in the NBA scheduling. There's going to be great games that don't end up on national TV probably every day or every other day. So a real shot blocking threat like Barry, I like that.
Charles says, I've been on Jokic's squad all year about MVP with him averaging a triple-double. I think he means Jokic. Triple-double, but good grief. Yeah, Giannis has got to be in that conversation. Calvin, who's your MVP this year so far?
I would have to give – it's
we
really,
talked
really
about this
tough.
just a couple weeks ago.
I mean, honestly, it's a toss-up. Either one is, I think, a really deserving pick. If I had a vote, I would vote for Giannis. Chris Middleton was out for a good portion of the first half of the season. He's put up phenomenal numbers all year long. They're now have clawed their way back to the top of the Eastern Conference, best record in the NBA. I think that the top half of the Eastern Conference is better than the top half of the Western Conference, so it's more impressive to me. Either one is a good pick. I think Embiid deserves some votes as well, but to me, I would if I had a vote, it would go to Giannis.
Alfie, man, another member of the royal family, says Lopez got dealt with.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely had he threw some punches back, right? He had some big blocks. Really nice block on a Chimezie Metu dunk attempt in this game, and then he killed them in the second half with threes. So he took some lumps and bruises as well, but it was a great battle inside between him and Sabonis all night.
Hey, regardless of what happened tonight, I do have to say Brook Lopez has done a great job revolutionizing himself as an NBA player, Calvin. I mean, you remember when he was with the Nets, great player. They tried to build around him. It didn't quite work out. But he was more of like a mid-range, back to the basket type of guy.
Yeah.
Now he's shooting threes.
I told you, man, years ago, I was like, this dude is totally taking his game to a new level. He's a perfect piece for any team.
Yeah, he really
You
has.
didn't believe me.
I didn't believe you, and I don't believe you a lot of the time. But, hey, shout out to Brook Lopez. You're a bitch tonight. But other than that, dude, he's done a great job, Calvin. And, I mean, part of having this channel is we have to recognize great players for doing great things because otherwise we have absolutely no credibility. So Brook Lopez has done a great job changing his game. That is for sure. Gothan says, don't know why they didn't stick with that offensive set at the end with Barnes at the elbow until they stopped it. What do you think about that, Calvin? I mean, like, if you find something that works, do you switch it up at all, or do you just keep pounding that same thing over and over and over? Because honestly, that's me, dude. If I'm playing Madden, if I'm playing NFL Blitz, if I'm playing you in NFL Blitz, I run the same play over and over, Calvin, until you can stop it.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's something to be said about that. But I think there's a lot of other things that happen during the course of a game that you have to take into account as well. That set that they were running was leaving Domantas Sabonis in the corner. I realized why they did it. It was so they could get Brook Lopez out of the lane and clear things open for somebody to get to the basket. But if you're going to run a play over and over and over again, where arguably your best player who's having a phenomenal game doesn't touch the ball at all throughout the course of the possession, that's a huge risk to take. Definitely. Now, I get it. They have De'Aaron Fox as well, but that's my counter-argument to why you don't run that play, strictly that play, for the rest of the game. They also found themselves in a hole after the miscommunication on the three-point shot from Chris Middleton, gave him a wide-open look. He knocked it down. De'Aaron Fox turns the ball over. The very next play leads to a Drew Holiday dunk. All of a sudden, you're down, I forget exactly what it was, 7 at that point. So you needed to score quick with short amount of time left. Again, you're probably going to have to run some different looks than that same play over and over again.
Yeah, great point. Jay says, we need a real enforcer and shot blocking threat like Barry. I mean, we could use a couple Barrys on this squad, Calvin. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, yeah, it would be nice to have. We've been saying that all season long, right? But the deadline is over. They can't make any real adjustments until the end of the season. I still think that an elite 3-and-D wing is maybe more important for this team right now than just
like
a block,
3-and-D
a shot
Barry,
blocker.
maybe?
3-and-D Barry.
Okay.
And on that note, I want to say that, Monty McNair, it's not that I questioned him or said that he didn't make the right move, but I will never, he could sign, a bag of potato chips to the team, and I would say it's a great move because Kessler Edwards, the dude, he really seems to be like that type of player that they needed. And I was saying Matisse Thybulle is something a type of player that they really should have gone after. It's possible that they found somebody very much like that and got him for absolutely nothing. So hats off to Monty McNair. That seems to be a move that potentially could be really, really good for them, for the rest of this season and into the future.
Yeah, great point. He continues to identify guys that are undervalued and turn them into a very, very productive role player. So shout out. And a potential MVP candidate. Not that Sabonis is going to win MVP this year, but they identified a guy that was, I guess, undervalued, traded a rookie, a guy on a rookie contract for him in Halliburton, which I think is going to be an incredible player. But, I mean, Sabonis is just, he is amazing, too. Another triple-double for him tonight. He's breaking Sacramento Kings records, and he's putting this team in a really, really good position. Let's dive here into the box score. Domas Sabonis, 39 minutes of action tonight, 11 of 23 from the field, 1 of 2 from three-point range, Calvin. He hasn't been making a lot of threes lately. Attempted 2 tonight, made 1, 23 points, 17 rebounds, and 15 assists. Calvin, the number that stands out to me the most, 1 turnover tonight. 1 turnover, 15 assists and 1 turnover tonight.
And didn't pick up his first personal foul until I think midway through the third quarter.
That's incredible. But 0 free throws for him. Kind of weird.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Harrison
Especially
Barnes,
for how physical of a game it was.
30
inside.
minutes of action for HB tonight. 4 of 9 from the field, 3 of 8 from three-point range. Made all 3 of his free throw attempts. 14 rebounds, 14 points, 4 rebounds tonight for HB. Keegan Murray, 22 minutes of action, only 7 points and 2 rebounds for him tonight. We'll definitely talk about that. De'Aaron Fox, 37 minutes of action, 13 of 23 from the field, 5 of 12 from three-point range, 35 big points for De'Aaron Fox tonight, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, a block, and 3 turnovers tonight. Kevin Huerter was making shots tonight. He was making threes, 28 minutes of action, 10 of 17 from the field, 8 of 11 from three-point range for Kevin Huerter, including, didn't he make like 6 threes in a row in this game?
He was on fire,
It was
really fun
fire.
to watch.
28 points, 1 rebound, and 3 assists for him tonight. Unfortunate to get a loss and waste a performance like that from Kevin Huerter because he was unreal in this game. I lost the rest of my stats here. Trey Lyles, 6 points tonight, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 for Chimezi Metu, 0 for Kessler Edwards, 0 for Davion, and only 6 points tonight for Malik Monk. Not a great bench performance tonight, Calvin. Only 17 points combined from the bench tonight. But the starters, wow, a lot of points scored by the Kings starters tonight.
Yeah. I mean, not what we've become accustomed to seeing from the bench definitely lately since the All-Star break, but this is as many people have pointed out, the number 1 defense in the NBA, and that extends to both their starting lineup and their bench unit. So tough to find ways to score on this team. Luckily, Kevin Huerter was on fire, Fox had a big second half, and Sabonis was a beast inside all day.
Yeah, the thing that really stood out to me, Calvin, I mean, we talk about how much better this Kings team has gotten at defense, especially late in games, right? The fourth quarter, I believe they're, 8th in plus minus in the NBA. They allowed 43 points in the fourth quarter of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yep.
That is a lot of points, Cal.
They only gave up 53 in the entire first half.
That is a lot of points. The Bucks shot 58% from the field as opposed to 44% for the Sacramento Kings. 45% from three-point range for the Bucks tonight as opposed to only 42% for the Kings. The Kings did out-rebound the Bucks tonight, 45-43. 31 assists for the Kings tonight, so they did move the ball around a little bit more than they have in the past few games. Total turnovers tonight, 13 for the Bucks, 9 for the Sacramento Kings. A lot of these numbers are really strange, right? We try and set standards for this team where we're like, okay, we want this many assists, we want this many threes, we don't want them to turn the ball over this much. Calvin, in the past few games, they've turned the ball over a ton, and they've won basketball games. Tonight, only 9 turnovers, and they lose this game to the Bucks. They allow the Bucks to shoot incredibly well. They allow the Bucks to close out the game by scoring, like I said, 43 points in the fourth quarter. Tough loss for the Kings.
Yeah, a tough loss, but I mean, I also think that you take a lot of positives away from a loss like this. Like I said, they pretty much owned the entire first half. They put themselves in a position to win against a team that poses a lot of matchup problems for them. I mean, Giannis is obviously, Giannis, but if you were to tell me that the Kings were going to make 21 threes, out-rebound the Bucks, they had 15 offensive rebounds to Milwaukee's 5.
Yep.
And those are basically the inverse numbers of what they were in the first game between these
You don't
two
get a
teams.
lot of offensive rebounds, Calvin, when you're shooting 58% from the field and 45% from three-point range, like the Bucks were tonight.
That's true, but you also have to give credit to Domantas Sabonis, who was a one-man wrecking crew in there against a huge team who grabbed probably, I don't know how many offensive rebounds he had himself. Let's look. 10 offensive rebounds, all by himself.
Wow.
I mean, yes, I think this game is more about the Kings being able to play at the same level as Milwaukee than it is, this was a horrible loss and you allowed all this. You allowed the Milwaukee Bucks to shoot really well from inside. That's what Milwaukee does. I mean, and the Kings are severely undermatched inside against this team. So you knew that was going to be the case coming in.
Calvin, I mean, if we made it to the NBA Finals this season and we lost in a game 5, 6, 7, even a game 4 like this, I would be completely happy.
Absolutely.
I really would. Let's check back in here with the comments. I saw somebody saying, is it time to bring up Keita?
No.
Not at all.
Nope. He's not ready. I mean, he wasn't ready when they brought him up the first time, and now you're playing even more meaningful games. You're going to play in the playoffs. I get it. He's big, and he blocked a lot of shots in college. It's a different game. I mean, he's not there, and the Stockton Kings are the number 1 seed in the G League, so he's very important.
You trying to win a
team.
G League championship this year?
Well, no, but I'm just saying there's no point to bring him up if he's not going to play very much. Just because he's big doesn't mean that he automatically gets minutes.
Yeah, we almost got...
If that was the case, Alex Len would play 20 minutes a game.
Yeah, great point. We almost got 60 people watching right now, and we only got 20 likes. So, Kings fans, please smash up that like button. Also, hit that subscribe button. I know a bunch of you guys watch the channel every single game, and you're not subscribed. Why not? Subscriptions are free. Likes are free. Smash up that like button. Splash up that subscribe button. It really, really helps us and the channel. It helps us grow, and it helps us put out more content for Kings fans like you. So please, please, please go ahead and do those. It really, really does help us. Calvin, I know you're dying to talk about Domas Sabonis tonight. Another triple-double for him. You mentioned 10 offensive rebounds, probably a season high for him, but only 6 defensive rebounds for him tonight. But, dude, the numbers are absolutely incredible. 23, 17, and 15 with, like you said, only 3 personal fouls and only 1 turnover tonight. Oh, it's such a shame to waste a game like this. That's what I keep saying. When I look at these stats, I'm like, 35 points for De'Aaron Fox. What a shame to have that in a loss. 28 points for Kevin Huerter. What a shame to have that in a loss. This huge triple-double by Domantas Sabonis. What a shame to have that in a loss. But, I know you want to stay positive. You say there's a lot of good things to take from this basketball game. So let me hear them. Make me feel a little bit better about myself, Cal.
Well, the number one thing is, you look at the 2 games they played against this team, and the first game back in Milwaukee was absolutely nothing like this. The Kings really didn't deserve to be on the same floor or share the same floor. Now, you can actually make the argument that they, have their confidence and how they've played together, how they've grown as the season has come along, despite the fact that they are lacking between the 2 teams in talent, size, all of this stuff. The way that the Kings have figured out how to play together this season makes them capable of beating any team. And I think that's what you say to them in the locker room tonight. We had this game against arguably the best team in the league. Like this is how we expect to play against anyone on any given night. So it's not just we're lucky to be here anymore sort of a thing. It's we're good enough to play at an elite level. Might not have the same talent, might not have the same depth. I don't know if you win in a 7-game series against this team. Probably not. I don't know how many games you win, but you're building towards that spot, and it's still early. This team hasn't even made the playoffs yet, as it's presently constructed. So that's the positive I'm taking away from it.
Yeah, very true. I want to talk about Domas, but before we do that, can we go into your keys? Because I want to touch on, what you highlighted as things that the Kings need to do to win this game, see if those actually happen. And if they didn't, I want to try and identify some things that the Kings could have done a little bit better to help win this basketball game.
Well, in the first half, I thought that how the Kings were attacking was really, really good. First of all, you can't turn the ball over too many times. You just can't give Giannis and all those guys easy opportunities to get out and run. The Kings kept the turnover number low. They hit shots from the outside. They had 10 threes, I think, in the first half, 21 for the game. That's going to open up the floor against a team that's really hard to score on inside. But also the 2-man game, whether it was pick and roll or dribble handoff between whoever the guard or the wing player is and Sabonis. If Brook Lopez is going to sit back and drop coverage like that. They ran that over and over and over again. And yes, Brook Lopez is a great rim protector. But what happens when you set that high screen and he plays drop coverage like that, you give guys like De'Aaron Fox and Herter easy opportunities for floaters or mid-range shots, or somebody like Malik Monk comes full speed off of it and has a nice quick drop-off pass to Sabonis. They ran that over and over and over again, and it worked almost every single time. It was a great way to attack them. Milwaukee is a great defensive team. They ratcheted up the pressure in the second half. They tried to take some things away. They were more physical. And over the course of a 48-minute game, you know, a team as talented as Milwaukee is going to have those stretches. Giannis was amazing by himself in the first half. Chris Middleton was huge, and Brook Lopez was huge late in the game, hitting a bunch of threes. The Bucks only had 1 3 made in the first quarter. So a big swing there from first to second half. But overall, I think that the game plan the Kings had coming in here, they defended without fouling pretty well for most of this game, didn't turn the ball over, they hit outside shots, and they were ferocious, at least Sabonis was, on the offensive glass all day. I mean, you have a team as big and as physical as Milwaukee, you have to meet that level right from the beginning, and they did.
Yeah. Let's take a look at your keys to the game.
Let's do it. Number one, was rebounding. And you can actually put a check mark next to this one for once against one of the better rebounding teams in the NBA. 15 offensive boards. They out-rebounded Milwaukee for the whole game. It was great. It was a total team effort, but again, Domantas Sabonis was a Herculean effort in there inside against this team.
Dude.
He's so strong, yeah. Number two was transition defense. Again, the Kings did a pretty good job of this. They scored 19 fast break points themselves. Milwaukee only had 7. The Kings had 17 points off of Milwaukee's 12 turnovers. Those are all great numbers to have against a team like the Bucks. And then number 3 was for me the Monk and Sabonis connection, which has been really, really good over the past few games. I think it was more than just Malik Monk in this game. I already talked about how they attacked on Brook Lopez in that drop coverage. It worked really, really well. Kevin Herter and Sabonis in the second half, the two of them, the two-man combination was amazing. It helps when your guard is on fire from 3, but those two guys, or those combination of players, I thought were really, really good, and they had 31 assists in the game.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I'm seeing a lot of positives here in the chat, Calvin, which is great because there's not a lot of times this season where we see a loss and we see people positive here in the chat. I hear a lot of people saying it's going to be tough for anyone to beat this team in a 7-game series. This is the Milwaukee Bucks.
It's tough for any team
to
beat Milwaukee in a 7-game series.
No, they were talking about the Kings, dude.
Well, I know, but I'm
Kings
saying
are
it would be tough for any team in the NBA to beat Milwaukee in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
That's how good they are.
No, they're saying it'd be tough for anybody to beat the Kings in a 7-game series.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misunderstood.
I'm seeing people saying, wow, it was the Bucks, the best team in the league, and the Kings were with them until the end of the game. So I'm seeing a lot of positives here. This is great, Calvin. I love the vibe here in the chat. I do see a couple people being negative. Some people talking about Davion not being productive tonight, talking about Metu not being super productive. Of course, in a loss like this, right, no matter how well people play, you're always going to look at spots. You're going to say, this person didn't do this. We didn't do enough of this to win the game. Obviously, there is room for improvement. There always is room for improvement, no matter whether you win or loss. But in a loss, it's a little bit more exaggerated. But Calvin, I mean, if you could just name one thing that the Kings could have done in this game to have a better chance at winning, what would it be?
I think it was the late game execution, which they've been actually really, really good at all season long. But I can't stress how tough that back-to-back play stretch was of leaving a guy who's one of the best shooters in the NBA and was on fire at that point, or was in a really good rhythm, wide open for 3 on a terrible miscommunication, and then turning the ball over the very next play for a dunk. When you're within, I think it was 2 or 3 points at that point in the game, late in the fourth quarter. That was, to me, the difference in this game. It was really a close battle the whole way through.
I'm just scrolling through King's Twitter right now, and I'm seeing lots of photos and videos about this fight at the end of the game. Calvin, you think there will be any suspensions here?
So I'll be honest, I actually missed this because right before this play happened, the game was essentially over. The Bucks were up by 9, I think. So I turned the TV off and I came in here to get all the lights on and start setting up the studio. And then I looked at the box score and I was like, man, there's still 15 seconds left in this game. I've been in here for 3 minutes already. How is that possible? And then I looked up and saw that Brook Lopez has been ejected. So I actually didn't even see the fight, but I'm sure just based on those pictures alone, that a suspension is probably going to be warranted.
I saw Trey Lyles and Brook Lopez get into it at the very end of the game. It looked like Trey Lyles, I guess Brook had been talking smack for a while. Then Trey Lyles, dude, he made a movement towards Brook Lopez's face, and Brook Lopez did not like that at all. They got in I guess an entanglement, as Will Smith would call it, and I believe they were both ejected. I have no idea about suspensions. Hopefully, I really, really hope that Trey Lyles will be available for the game on Wednesday. But hey, you never know. You never know.
We'll have to wait and see.
Asha texts me, quote unquote, fight night is happening right now. So I had to get up there and pay attention to what was going down. I see a Kings fan got a Brook Lopez sleeve after he was thrown out. He looks pretty happy. I'd probably burn that if it was me. But that's just me. But hey, guys, I just want to, just kind of like reevaluate everything here. Is like the Milwaukee Bucks are an incredible, incredible basketball team. I mean, this is a team that's what are they, a year and a half removed from an NBA championship? 2 years?
Milwaukee?
2 years removed from NBA championship. They got an MVP candidate in Giannis, probably going to win MVP again. Is that his third MVP for Giannis?
That would be number 3, I believe, yes.
Crazy. Versus a Sacramento Kings team that has not made the playoffs in 16 years. 16 fucking years of misery. We were the 2 seed in the Western Conference. Now we're the 3rd seed. But this team has a lot of fight. And dude, like they said in the press conference, we don't care who we're playing against. We'll beat anybody. We want to play against anybody. They're not dodging. They're trying their best out there. Yes, we're 0-2 against the Bucks this season. But hey, if we face a team like the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA championship, if we could even make it that far, I would be extremely, extremely happy. This team has made amazing strides this season. They're looking incredibly well. And yeah, like I said, the Bucks are probably the best team in the NBA. You go in, you play tough, you have a chance to win the basketball game. That's all you can really ask for. So, I mean, I am not disappointed in the Sacramento Kings tonight. I'm not disappointed in the Sacramento Kings this season. As bad as I sound after some of these losses this year, Calvin, I'm extremely happy with this team. I'm extremely happy with where we're at. And I think a lot of Kings fans need to spend some more time living in the moment. Yes, we all want to make the playoffs. Yes, we all want to win an NBA championship. But spend some time in the moment. Even though we lost tonight, this is an incredibly, incredibly good basketball team. We just had a game flexed on the TNT last week, Calvin.
Yeah.
We just had a game flexed on the TNT last week. When was the last time that happened?
Probably 04-05. That's like the last time that anything this season when you're talking about the Kings.
When's the last time you heard anybody on ESPN say, I'm all in on the Sacramento Kings?
Probably never.
It's been a long fucking time. So I'm just saying, all my Kings fans out there, I love you guys so much. We're all sticking together here. This is one game. We lost. It's okay. We'll move on. We're moving towards Wednesday. I think we're going to beat the Bulls on Wednesday, Calvin.
Yeah, they should certainly be expected and favored to win that game, I would think.
All right, let's talk about a couple more people here tonight, and then I want to get to Nick. I know we got Nick on the phone. He's dying to talk to us. Tell us how much pizza he's had tonight. He probably had no pizza tonight, Calvin. That's probably why we lost. Just going to say that. But, hey, couple great performances tonight by De'Aaron Fox and Kevin Huerter. I definitely want to talk about them. But before we get there, I want to talk about the elephant in the room, Calvin. And it's not because he looks like an elephant. Kevin Huerter. No, sorry. Keegan Murray. Keegan Murray. I'm all over the place. Yes, I did go to happy hour before the stream. Keegan Murray. Another struggle for him, Calvin. I don't know if he's on the struggle bus. I don't know if he's driving the struggle bus. He's not scored a lot of points in the past, 4 games here?
Yeah.
When I asked you about it, you said, yeah, they're giving more minutes to Kessler Edwards.
He has played a lot of minutes over the past couple of games.
What does that
for
mean?
a guy that didn't play at all before that?
What does that mean for Keegan Murray?
I don't think you have to overread into that. I mean, they're still starting Keegan. They're still going to be bringing him along. There's still a plan, for this guy going forward. I think he's still gaining experience every night. And it's still his type of game. Like he was never the guy at any point this season that was putting up 20 shots and scoring 20 to 30 points
Very true.
in a game. He's had games like that where he got absolutely on fire from 3 and had 29 is his career high. But that's not how he plays, and that's not how the system works in this offense either. They've been giving him more and more assignments defensively as the season goes along. They're tough assignments. He's having some rough nights every now and then, just like when he was shooting in a shooting slump earlier in the year. A lot of people were pouncing on him, saying maybe he wasn't ready to be a starter, all of this stuff. But he worked his way through that. I think he's going to work his way through all these other issues or struggles that he goes through in his rookie season, while winning games and getting some playoff experience as well. I think overall you got to be pretty pleased with where he's at, where the team's at, and what that means going forward for the both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't want to hit the alarm on Keegan Murray. I mean, looking at the last 5 games, 20 minutes, 0 points, 37 minutes, 13 points, 26 minutes, 11 points, 15 minutes, 0 points, 22 minutes, 7 points tonight. Now, I do have to say, these last 5 teams have been very tough teams, right?
Yes.
And a lot of length and size and a lot of defense on these teams, right?
Yeah.
You got Minnesota, you got New Orleans, you got New York, you got Phoenix, and you got Milwaukee. 5 really decent teams. 5 teams with a lot of size, 5 teams that play great defense. And Calvin, the Kings went 3-2 in this 5-game stretch. So I don't want to say that, all this loss, I don't want to say tonight's loss is on Keegan Murray, because it's not on Keegan Murray, right? And I don't want to hit the alarm on Keegan Murray and say that it's time to hit the panic button. Keegan is this and Keegan is that. But I think a lot of Kings fans have noticed he's not been his normal self scoring in the past 5 games. What would you do if you're Mike Brown? What would you do if you're Harrison Barnes to try and get a guy like Keegan Murray going again? Because although he's not the reason they lost tonight, I think everybody agrees that this is a much better basketball team when Keegan Murray is stroking it from the corner.
Well, yeah, certainly. I mean, he's still getting good looks. Like you're not disappointed with the types of shots that he's getting. To me, it's volume, because he doesn't play a lot down the stretch in the second half. They either go with Trey Lyles, or like the other night, Kessler Edwards played a bunch of minutes because he was doing really well on Devin Booker. So I still like the shots that he's getting. They're going to go down. He doesn't take a lot of shots on most nights. So if he doesn't hit a couple early on in the first quarter or the first half, get himself going a little bit that way, and that way that they look for him more if he's knocking down shots early. I don't think you really have to say much to him. He's a great shooter. You just keep on working in the offense. You get him the same types of looks, and eventually they're going to go down. I think it's also important to mention for a guy in his position, we've talked about it before, most guys, when you get picked in the top 5 of the draft, you don't play in these types of games in March and April.
Very true.
You don't play, or for guys that are playing this many minutes, let's say.
Yep.
There are probably later round picks, early second round picks that are important to the rotation of the team, but they're not playing as meaningful minutes. They're not starting, all of that stuff. So he's probably a little bit worn down. I mean, they've played 67 games, right, at this point. You play around 30 in college. So you have to take all of that into account here. And I think it's great that the Kings have options to balance all of this out. They can go with Trey Lyles at the end of games. Kessler Edwards has come on as a defensive stopper, perhaps. another option, at least that gives you in certain situations. So I'm not getting on Keegan by any means here. I think he's got the right attitude. He's got the right mentality, a lot like Harrison Barnes.
Yep.
You just say, hey, man, we're going to get you open. Take the shot. That's it.
Oh, I mean, I'm don't take me wrong here. I'm definitely not getting on Keegan at all.
Yeah.
But I am looking at it from a perspective as what can I do to help this guy flourish, right? What can I do to help this guy be in a better position to be productive? I see a lot of people in the chat here. Charles says, he's not struggling. Somebody else says he is a rookie. And I mean, those are all true things. But I think as a coach, as a veteran player on a basketball team, you're supposed to be a realist. You're supposed to look around and you say, hey, Keegan, things are not the same as they were a couple weeks ago. It's not your fault, right? We want you to be productive. What can we do to help you be a better version of yourself?
Again, I think you just have to stick with it right now. Like, I wouldn't really change much. I don't think that the way that they run this offense, it's not like they feed him the ball and they say, go get a bucket at any moment. It really goes for anybody on this team not named Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. It's play within the offense, move without the ball, look for open spots. When he catches the ball, he's not the guy like I think it's Charles said here. When he has a couple of on-ball moves that he can go to and rely on, which he's shown flashes of, he'll get better at that. The reason this Kings team is so good is because of the style of offense that they play and how they share the ball. They have so many different guys that can beat you from the outside, and then they go inside out with Fox and Sabonis. So I think I don't think that you really have to go to Keegan and say anything specific right now. I think you just keep on doing what you do, have the mentality that when you get the open shot, you're going to knock it down.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's move on here to Kevin Huerter. 28 points in 28 minutes, Calvin. What nickname does that remind you of?
Red Dead Revolver.
Red Dead. You're on that one, huh?
I love that name.
Dude, it's great. I love it.
He was locked and loaded tonight, Red Dead Revolver.
I love it. 8 of 11 from three-point range. Absolutely killing it. I mean, this is a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyways, Calvin. What's the difference in Kevin Huerter?
Shooters shoot, right? Like, I've been saying it all season long, man. It comes in waves. Sometimes when you're that good of a shooter, you can't fucking miss. Like, that's just the way it goes. Tonight was one of those nights. Great to see. I'm glad that we talked about the hand injury a few weeks ago. He said he had to kind of rework his shot, reset himself after the All-Star break. Hopefully that means that he's going to be locked and loaded, revolvers ready for the rest of the year going into the playoffs.
Yeah. He's been playing so much better offensively. I see a couple people here, especially Charlie. Charlie likes to talk about defense here in the chat. He says Kevin Huerter's been horrible on defense, Calvin. You agree with that?
He's not good on ball. I mean, there's no sugarcoating it. He's not good at all. But we have seen him play good help defense, get in passing lanes, create havoc that way, get his long arms, a lot of deflection, steals, things like that.
And there's good basketball teams that have guys on it that are not good on-ball defenders.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, I think the Kings have maybe more of those than other teams. But, yes, I agree that you are who you are at this point in the season, right? Like, you can't make incremental or not incremental, but extraordinary advances in individuals.
He's not becoming Kawhi Leonard.
He's not becoming a shutdown player in a week or in a month or whatever the case may be, maybe ever. But the Kings have done a great job. The coaching staff has done a great job of playing to the strengths of these players offensively and trying to put together the right type of strategy defensively, finding guys to make key plays in key moments, going to the zone, going out of the zone in certain situations. I'm not saying that they're a great defensive team, But when you're the greatest offense in NBA history, you only have to be good on defense for however many plays it is, right? Like, you still have to make plays in the clutch to win. They've done that. They've gotten stops when they've needed to. Could they be better? Yes, absolutely. But I think that Mike Brown and his staff have done a phenomenal job with what this team is.
Yeah, we got Steph Curry in the chat here. Steph says the Warriors are the best team in the Bay.
They're the only team in the Bay.
I'm pretty sure they're the only team in the Bay, Calvin, so they better be the best team in the Bay. The Kings are the best team in Sacramento, I'll tell you that.
And they are still the best team in California, actually. Have been for a long time.
Dude, the Warriors' road record is very, very concerning. 7-26 on the road.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
That is bad, dude. For a reigning champ.
I know they've had some injury problems, but 7-20, like, that's Houston and San Antonio level.
They didn't even lose Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
That is absolutely wild. You got to be trying hard. I mean, I'm looking here. The only two teams in the Western Conference that won less games on the road, Calvin, is San Antonio and Houston.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
That's wild. And, wow, that's crazy. I mean, looking here in the East, there's only one team. There's only one team, Calvin, with 7 wins on the road. That's the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, they are really good at home. They are, but a playoff series doesn't start until you win on the road.
Yeah.
So.
It's a good thing they have home court advantage in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Not. They're the 6th seed, 35-33. Not looking good for the Golden State Warriors. That is quite unfortunate. All right, I want to go to Nick here, but before we get to Nick, I love you. I love how patient you are. I want to talk about De'Aaron Fox. 37 minutes of action tonight, Calvin. 35 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, only 3 turnovers tonight, 2 steals, a block for De'Aaron. I sound like a broken record here, but horrible to waste a performance like this in a loss for De'Aaron Fox. What are your thoughts on D Fox?
I thought he was very good overall. He was really good defensively. He put a lot of pressure on Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, whoever it was, had a great steal on Brook Lopez that led to an and one. He was definitely fired up on both ends of the floor right from the beginning of this game. The only thing that I will say about Fox in this game is he settled too much for the outside shot. I get it. They're tough to score on inside, but you're De'Aaron Fox. You have the best field goal percentage in the restricted area of any player in the NBA this season. That's what you do. You could have tried to get a few more floaters, I feel like. He did knock down a handful of threes in this game, but I thought he took too many.
5 threes, 5 of 12.
12 three-point attempts.
Yeah.
That's too much for Fox.
5 of 12 is not bad.
It's not bad, but I think he settled, and a lot of those threes came early in the shot clock as well.
Yeah. All right, let's bring on Nick here, but real quick, want to remind everybody that's watching right now, we appreciate you guys so much for joining in, tuning in. We know there's a lot of different shows to watch. We know there's a lot of different distractions now in this day and age to spend your time. We do live in an attention economy, and we appreciate if you smash up that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're live after every single Kings game, so thank you guys so much. Let's go to Nick. Let's see what Nick's is up to. Yo, Nick.
Yeah, what's up? I did not have pizza tonight, but I did have a hamburger and fries today for dinner. So, I just wanted to say, we lost tonight, but I know that we can be better the next game, and I know that we go on the road on Wednesday. We play Chicago, and we're on the 4-game road trip, Stan. So, the 4-game road trip starts on Wednesday. So, the Kings lost tonight. I know that there was no beam tonight. Did not see the beam tonight. No purple beam. So I'm going to have to try to get it on Wednesday in Chicago.
Nick, the beam wouldn't be so special if it was lit every single night, right? So there's got to be moments where we don't light the beam so that we can appreciate the beam when it is there.
But you know what? I know we lost to Milwaukee, so we gotta try to light the beam again and talk. We gotta try to light it up, and hopefully that that you get to light it up on Wednesday in Chicago.
I like that, Calvin. Nick seems pretty positive tonight.
I couldn't agree more.
And yeah, and I know we're off tomorrow, and we have a day off tomorrow, so we have a day to.
Yeah, they're going to need it after this game.
They're going to need a day
A
off.
lot of bags of ice
Nick,
and ice baths after
Nick,
this
you
game.
think there's going to be any suspensions after this game?
Well, I saw the fight. I saw the fight.
Who won the fight? Nick?
Yeah, who won the
Who
fight?
won the fight?
The voters didn't do anything.
Okay, so he's not getting suspended. What about Trey Lyles?
No, I think he got one technical foul.
Okay,
Did he get two? Did he get two or one?
so it was just Brooke Lopez that got ejected. That was it.
I think so.
Okay, I like that. Nick, I want to circle back here because you went through everything really, really fast, but you said no pizza tonight for you?
Nope, no pizza tonight.
Why not? Why not have a piece of pizza, Nick?
Yeah, why not?
He's like Brian says, he's saving himself for some Chicago-style deep dish pizza, the best.
Nick,
kind.
do you like Chicago-style deep dish pizza?
I do.
Right answer.
Okay. Are you going to eat some on Wednesday like the Kings are going to eat some deep dish Chicago Bowl-style pizza?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. You're back on the health train.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I mean, when you don't eat pizza, what do you replace it with? You eat celery, carrots, all that fun stuff, or?
Probably a sandwich or something.
Ooh.
Okay, no salad, huh?
Probably not.
Nice big salad.
Can't hate on the sandwich, dude. The sandwich, Calvin, is one of the most versatile pieces of food.
Oh, man, are we really about
know
to
that?
start this?
It's so versatile. I mean, Nick, what do you classify as a sandwich, right? Because in my mind, a lot of things could be a sandwich.
Yeah.
Like a burger? Do you consider a burger a sandwich?
I think so.
Okay. See, Calvin? You got two buns, two pieces of bread, a patty or whatever's inside. What about a hot dog, Nick?
No hot dog.
What do you mean? That's like an open face sandwich.
Well, I didn't have one tonight. I did not have one tonight.
Oh, of course. But I'm just saying, would you consider a hot dog a sandwich?
I would consider it.
Okay. Why not? Why
If
not
I had
consider
to.
it?
Why not?
Why
Would,
not consider it?
What about a taco?
Yeah. I think a taco would be the best.
I like Nick.
Wow.
Can you see this? Nick
Is
and I are
is
on
there
the same-
anything that isn't a sandwich?
We're on the same wavelength. We're on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Lots of things can be sandwiches, Nick,
How
right?
about a quesadilla?
Yeah.
I think a quesadilla would be awesome.
Oh, man, we're about to go down a very deep,
All
dark
right,
rabbit hole
Nick.
here.
I want to talk about basketball. Calvin's trying to talk about food the whole time, but Nick, I want to hear from you. Let's talk about Wednesday's game. It's on March 15th. Gotta give a shout out to Asha. Nick, can you give me a shout out to Asha? It's her birthday on Wednesday.
Shout out to Asha. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Asha. Nick, we're eating
I know
some.
Stephen. I did hear that Stephen Curry was on the chat tonight, so I did want to say hi to Stephen Curry really quick. But the Warriors are not going to the playoffs.
Oh, the Warriors suck, bro.
They're not going to make the playoffs? Wow, that's a bold statement.
No, I'm just telling you, Stephen Curry, they're not going to go to the playoffs. They're going to lose, and they're going to lose to us on April 7th.
Wow.
Yeah. They suck.
And the Kings are going to like to be in front of their damn faces.
All right, Nick, let's talk about Wednesday's game. What are your keys to the game for the Kings? Kings keys to beat the Bulls on Wednesday in Chicago?
Key to the game is try to get yourself a win and do something and get yourself a win.
Get yourself a win. Why not?
I like it. I like it. That's my key to
Yeah.
the game also. You got a prediction for the score on Wednesday's game, Nick?
Prediction is that you need to get yourself. The prediction is to win on Wednesday.
Prediction is a win. Do you have a score prediction?
And it's going to be 114 to 99.
I should have said it.
114.99.
114
I
to
love it,
99.
Nick. All right, buddy. Well, hey, we appreciate you so much for joining us here on the stream. We'll see you hopefully on Wednesday, and we'll check back in, see if 114.99 is correct. But, dude, light the beam on Wednesday.
Yes. So why not like the beam?
Why not
Why
light
not?
the beam on Wednesday? All right, Nick, have a good night, buddy. We appreciate you.
All right. Sweet dreams.
Love you too, Jay.
All right, dude. It's good hearing from Nick. He seems pretty positive about sandwiches and about beating the Bulls on Wednesday.
I mean, he's very positive about food.
My type of guy.
Most of the time.
So you don't think tacos are sandwiches?
I do not.
Why?
But it's taco.
Oh, it's like a Mexican
That's
sandwich.
all I got, yeah.
What about Mexican sandwich?
Jay, you got to get on Twitter and join our Twitter space if you want to call in.
Yeah, Jay, if you do want to call in, all you need to do is go onto Twitter, follow us, Royal_Rebounds. You can click on our profile picture, and it'll ask if you want to join the space or not. Once you're joined in, you just hit request in the bottom left corner, and you can come up on stage and have your voice heard. That goes out for everybody, not just Jay. We'd love to hear from you all. But, guys, smash up that like button. All right, Calvin, anything else you want to talk about regarding this game tonight? Because, I mean, it's like a game happened. Not going to lie, I'm going to rewatch it. But
Good game to
you're
rewatch.
playing the best team in the Eastern Conference. You stayed neck and neck with them. You do lose the game. Obviously, there's some film to look at to figure out how to improve. But, I mean, you toss this one out the window, and you keep pushing forward in my mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't get complacent, to use your word from a couple of streams ago here. You're about to go on the road, 4 games. You're going to be favored to win probably all 4 of those games.
Yeah?
You're still going to have to finish strong here to make sure you not knock up or what am I trying to say? Sew up the first round knockout. Tie up the first round home court
out of the park.
round in the playoffs. So advantage.
Shout out to JJ. I do love you. Calvin, I'm not going to lie. I watched some baseball yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
As in spring training baseball or the World Baseball Classic?
A's Giants.
A's Giants.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting. I couldn't tell you who won. But yeah, I watched some baseball.
Well, I hope you had fun.
I turned it on, and you know what I said to myself first thing? It is way too early for baseball.
March 29th or 30th this year, I think, is opening day.
Yeah, I told you I set up this screen on the lanai, like this.
Yeah.
Lanai is your like a balcony or
Patio area.
Yeah. So we got this cool projector for the back lanai, and I set up this screen that dude, it's badass. I got to show you tomorrow.
Yeah.
But the sun was still out, and of course I got a shitty projector from China, so it only works at nighttime. So there was very little light. I could barely see the screen, and I'm like, hey, you know what I can watch with no screen? Baseball. So I put on the baseball game, and I could hear everything that was happening. Didn't miss anything. And then like an hour
Listening
later,
to baseball on the radio is actually pretty fun.
yeah, like an hour later, I was able to see the full screen, and I'm like, hey, I've been watching a baseball game. So hey, shout out to baseball.
Fantastic.
Nick
Checked it off here.
Apparently, Nick is being requested on Deuce and Mo. We'll definitely have to tune
He's
in
a
there.
popular guy.
But Calvin, you got anything else to say about this game tonight before we move on?
Just very, very, I would be very proud of the Kings if I was a member of the coaching staff or a player. I would be very proud of the effort that they gave in this game. Very physical game the whole way through. And they had a chance to win at the end. That's all you can ask for. So
Yep.
Haven't lost many games recently. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to be frustrated. But like Nick said, you take tomorrow, get some rest, do a little walkthrough, probably get on a plane to Chicago.
Try to win the game.
Try to win the game.
Yeah.
Try to bounce back.
Over under. Have a good night. Thank you so much for joining in. We will be back on Wednesday, but we'll be a little later on Wednesday, just so you guys know. Couple things to mention real quick, Calvin. Sabonis, Player of the Week.
Yeah. Congratulations. Well deserved.
Western Conference Player of the Week.
Western Conference.
Dude, played like that tonight.
Oh, dude.
Do these awards mean anything to you?
To me, no, not really. I mean, it's a very cool honor. I'm sure I would be happy to win one if I was playing, but I would also, if I was playing, try to keep things in perspective as well. You know,
Yeah.
It's great. You had a good week.
Sup, girl? Check out all my Western Conference Player of the Week awards.
Hopefully you win all those games too. That's the most important part, right?
Yeah. Hey, if I was an NBA player, I have a shitload of Western Conference Player of the Week awards. Probably have 52 of them.
52?
Yeah.
One for every week, even the months that they don't play basketball.
Oh,
huh?
yeah. Just keep
Nice.
it going. Just keep
Nice.
it going. Another thing to mention before we move on to the Bulls game, and honestly, when I put this in the notes, this was before this loss tonight. So it probably would have been a lot more entertaining, a lot more exciting. However, Denver Nuggets, 3-game losing streak right now, Calvin.
They are on a bit of a slide.
And see, this is what I'm saying. My whole speech that I prepared for this part is all ruined because now we're the 3rd seed. But I was going to say, F the Memphis Grizzlies. We're 2. We're going for 1 now.
Hey, it's
Now we're
still
3.
It's still there.
2 plus
They-
1
they
equals
can
3,
still-
Cal.
Yeah, that's true.
We're the 2
2 plus
seed and the 1
equals 3.
seed. Now we're the 3 seed.
I'm not sure that's how it works, but yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out, thank you, Mr. Angel. I do love a good IPA, so
Anyways, 5 losses away from the 1 seed.
yeah.
So we just
mean-
need them to snowball that losing streak a little bit
Yeah.
further, get these 4 road wins,
Just
like you said.
Control what you can control.
And move our
win your
way
games,
on.
and the rest will take care of itself.
Yes, Mr. Angel, shout out. Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you. I'll have an IPA, maybe 2, but thank you so much. All right, Calvin, let's move on to the Bulls on Wednesday. Cal, I know you got a little special connection with the Chicago Bulls. You want to let everyone know why?
I did live in Chicago before moving to California. Michael Jordan was my idol, like many people growing up my age. So, yeah, I do consider myself a little bit of a Chicago Bulls fan as well.
And they suck now. I mean, they were good last year.
They were a playoff team last year.
Yeah. And then Lonzo, I mean.
You know, they're probably going to have another surgery.
Yeah. Sounds
Pretty-
about right.
Pretty
Dude,
terrible.
he's been dipping and dodging deer and fox since he got into the league.
Pretty terrible, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it does suck for him. For real. Never root injuries on players. It really
Our beer waiter.
really
He's
is.
he's graduated. He's on to bigger and better things, man.
Yeah.
Vinny Squatch is no longer creeping around the studio
Dude,
anymore. Shout out to
Vinny is doing
Squatch.
professional events here in Maui at the MAC, which is the Maui Arts and Cultural Center. So he's doing big concerts, all sorts of cool
He's
things.
big
So
time now.
shout out to Vinny. We appreciate his time while he was here. Ryan says Bucks and Kings finals matchup. What are your thoughts, Cal?
Would be a dream come true.
That's it? It's the only thought you got?
That's all I got. I mean, they got to win 3 playoff series before that even happens, or before that potentially even happens.
That would
So,
be absolutely incredible. I got to say, I mean, tonight was one game. Yes, the Bucks are the best team in the East. Yes, the Kings are like an upcoming team that's like never been there, never done that before. But they played the Bucks pretty solid. And
They
we've
did.
seen Mike Brown make a lot of adjustments
Yeah.
this season when playing teams. Yes, we played the Bucks twice. We lost to the Bucks twice. But you mentioned this game was a lot closer than the first game.
much different game.
Now, I don't know what that means in terms of like a 7-game series. I don't think the Kings get swept, but the Bucks are incredibly, incredibly good team. So give me your thoughts on the final outcome of that series. And please say Kings light the beam.
Bucks in 5.
All right, let's move on here to the Chicago Bulls. This game is on Wednesday against the Bulls in Chicago. Cal, give me your keys to the game.
Okay, key number 1 is going to be play fast. It's what one of the things that the Kings do really, really well. The Bulls, just like the Knicks, who they played a couple of days ago, are more of a slow it down isolation team. The Kings are 9th in the NBA in pace. Bulls are 17th. 16 or more fast break points. I know the Kings hit that mark tonight and didn't win, but that's the number that when you talk about checkpoint numbers in the team stats, if they get 16 or more fast break points in this game, they will have a good chance to win, I believe. Number 2, Kings are hot right now from 3, Barry. So let's make this game a shootout. The Bulls are dead last in the NBA in three-point attempts per game. They shoot a pretty decent percentage. I mean, Zach LaVine is a phenomenal outside shooter. They have guys that are capable. DeMar DeRozan's definitely the guy that you want to try to force into taking those outside shots. But they do not take very many of them. So if you're able to speed this game up, more possessions, more shots, and maybe build a lead that forces the Bulls to kind of play out of their comfort zone to play catch-up, I think that is an advantage for Sacramento. And then number 3, I got to give a shout-out to Jay on this one because I saw it in the chat after the Phoenix game. You're going to like this. The Kess of Death.
Oh, wow.
We've seen Kessler Edwards be used in critical moments on some big-time players over the last couple of games like Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards. Tonight he was on Chris Middleton for a lot of this game. Tonight was probably the least effective that he's been out of those 3 games, but Zach LaVine is a very, very difficult player to stop on the perimeter. It's going to be a tough matchup for Kevin Huerter or Harrison Barnes or Keegan Murray, whoever that is that gets him in the starting lineup. I would not be surprised to see Mike Brown go to Kessler Edwards in the first half on Zach LaVine.
Yeah. I think Mr. Angel is drunk tonight. Shout out to Mr. Angel. Another super chat. Appreciate
Ooh,
you
nice.
so much.
Thank you.
Kings versus Celtics final. Kings in 7. Final score 139-137.
Hey, that would be epic, man. That would be so epic.
I love Mr. Angel.
139-137 in Game 7.
Mr. Angel is legit. Hey, Mr. Angel, sign up, dude. Become a member of the Royal Family. Hit that join button, dude. Go back to the main page. Become a member of the channel. We would love to have you there. Calvin, I got one key for this game, and that is grab the bull by the horns, because that's exactly what the Kings need to do in this game.
Yeah.
Not give them a chance. Grab them by the horns. Get off to an early start. And
I'm really glad you didn't go with the worst team name and worst mascot in the NBA narrative for this one, too, because Benny the Bull, I have a soft spot in my heart for Benny.
Benny?
Benny the Bull, yeah.
Spell it for me.
Benny. Benny.
Okay. Can you give me his backstory?
No, I can't. But he's a great mascot.
Okay. All right.
Likes to throw popcorn on people in the stands.
I do like that video, especially Celtics fans. That was absolutely hilarious. So shout out to Benny the Bull. ESPN has the Bulls as a 60% favorite for this game, Calvin.
Wow, that's high.
That is very, very high. I don't like it. I don't like ESPN.
That's okay.
Yeah. As far as the injury report tonight, nobody listed for the Sacramento Kings. We'll see how the injuries go. We know Trey Lyles did get tossed from the game tonight, so we'll see how that goes. Lonzo Ball out for the season. No surprise there.
Yes.
But hey,
no surprise.
I think the Kings got a good chance here to win this game. Bulls are, 3-2 in the last 5. Kings are 3-2 in the last 5 also, Cal.
Yes, they are.
If you're the Bulls, what do you need to do to win this basketball game?
I think you need to play to your strengths. Basically the exact opposite of what I was saying here. You want this game to be a slowed down isolation game. You want to get Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan one-on-one in their spots. Let them go to work. That's what the Bulls have done all year long. It's going to be really interesting to see. Brook Lopez is a big that can step out and shoot the 3 with a lot of accuracy, as we saw tonight. Vucevic is the same type of player. So drawing Sabonis away from the basket, opening up lanes for guys like Caruso and DeSumo to get to the rim. And, of course, clearing out isolation on one side for LaVine and DeRozan. And then defensively, you've got to try to be – it's no team really has been able to do it, right, shut down this Sacramento Kings offense. But they've got some capable defenders on this team, Caruso and Patrick Beverley, who they just brought into the team. So it'll be really interesting to see what individual matchups the Bulls go with on defense.
Hey, Mr. Angel.
Shout out. Welcome.
Welcome to the Royal Family. Were you
the
able to do
Royal
it on your
Family.
phone? Because I'm pretty sure you can't do it on your phone. You just got to click that link. And then I think you just double tap to allow, if you have an iPhone, it's like Apple Pay or whatever, just connects. But hey, every dollar we earn on this channel, we're putting right back into the channel to make more awesome content for you guys. And we're going to be doing some more advertising too, so we can bring more members into the Royal Family and have more people here for you guys to interact with. So appreciate you all so much. I love it. I love it. It works. It works well. Maybe I'll have to save that link at the top of every single stream. So shout out to you, Mr. Angel. I love the basketball next to you. And just keep an eye out. It changes every single month. So keep an eye out for what is next. Calvin, I think that pretty much wraps up our stream for tonight. Any other last words for the Royal Family out there?
Thanks for watching. The family is growing by multiples every day. So
Yeah,
gets
I guess
bigger and bigger.
last thing to remind you all is Merch Monday. If you've been looking at this really cool merch like I got on or Calvin has on, maybe you want to light the beam shirt or maybe even end the streak shirt, check out royalrebounds.com. Use coupon code Merch Monday for 15% off your entire order, and it works every single Monday. So thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you all so much. Smash up that subscribe button. Hit that like button. We'll see you all on Wednesday. In the meantime, go Kings.